as the truck rumbled down the winding, desolate road. Our journey had taken us far from the city, and the fuel gauge was dangerously close to empty. I needed to pull over and refill the tank, or our quest for safety would come to a screeching halt. The back of the truck held several cans of gas that I had wisely stored for such a situation. I pulled over to the side of the road, my hands gripping the steering wheel as I tried to maintain a sense of composure. Amy's presence in the passenger seat was a constant reminder of the fragile balance we were trying to maintain in a world that had lost its sanity. After scanning the area for potential threats, I stepped out of the truck and retrieved one of the gas cans from the back. The smell of gasoline filled the air as I refilled the tank, my ears attuned to any sign of danger. The world had become a place of lurking threats, and I couldn't afford to let my guard down. With the truck's tank replenished, I resealed the gas can and climbed back inside. As I settled behind the wheel, I couldn't help but notice the weariness in Amy's eyes. Her head rested against the window, her breathing slow and labored. She looked pale, her skin tinged with a sickly pallor. I knew I had to check on her, my worry growing with each passing mile. "Amy," I said softly, reaching out to touch her shoulder. "How are you feeling?" She stirred, her eyes struggling to focus on me. "I'm tired, John," she admitted, her voice laced with exhaustion. "And I don't feel well." I managed to get her to sip some water, but she refused food while angrily pushing my arm away. My heart clenched with concern. I knew the virus we were dealing with had the power to transform people into unpredictable and violent beings. Amy's fatigue and the hints of sickness were cause for alarm, but I couldn't bring myself to voice my fears. I had to keep my worries to myself for now. "We'll find a safe place to rest soon," I assured her, my hand squeezing her shoulder gently. "You just need some sleep." Amy nodded, her eyelids drooping as weariness overcame her. She closed her eyes, and I couldn't help but feel a growing unease as I watched over her. The road continued to stretch on, leading us closer to the next town. My eyes were constantly scanning the surroundings, searching for any signs of danger. I had to maneuver around countless abandoned vehicles, many of them still containing luggage from other survivors who had attempted to flee. Random other vehicles had been ransacked as looters had searched them for anything of use. I resolved not to pull over unless we absolutely had to stop. The world beyond the city was unpredictable, and I had to stay vigilant to keep us safe. As we approached the next town, I couldn't shake the sense of foreboding that had settled over me. The sky was gray, casting a gloomy shadow over the landscape. The roadblock up ahead was impossible to miss, a makeshift barricade created by survivors to deny access to outsiders. My heart sank as I realized that our path was blocked. I pulled the truck to a stop, my mind racing. We were stranded with no clear way to bypass the giant obstacle. Beside me, Amy began to fidget, her restlessness evident. Her eyes had a vacant, faraway look, and it sent a shiver down my spine. The symptoms were unmistakable. She was showing signs of uncontrollable actions, a terrifying precursor to the virus that had ravaged the world. Fear clenched at my heart, and I knew that our situation had become dire. Amy was at risk of turning, succumbing to the same chaotic violence that had consumed so many others. I couldn't bear the thought of what might happen when the virus took hold of her. For now, I had to focus on keeping us safe and getting us through this new challenge. The roadblock was formidable, but we couldn't afford to stay here. We needed to find another way around it, to continue our journey and hope for a safe haven on the other side. But as I contemplated our next move, I couldn't shake the fear that had taken hold of me. Amy's well-being was at stake, and the world around us had become an unpredictable nightmare. We had to keep moving, so I shifted gears, engaging the four-wheel drive, and pulled off the road, hoping to find a way around the barricade. Our survival had become a relentless struggle, and we had to face whatever challenges lay ahead, both from the infected and the uninfected with unwavering determination.